Okay, welcome to the Level Up Challenge, where we're going to talk a little bit more about communication channels and engaging clients and why it's so important for businesses nowadays to reach candidates or clients or prospects in a multiple different fashions, right? And certainly part of marketing is communication, right? More often we think of marketing as advertising and sales tactics and promotional strategies, but really communication is so critical when it comes to communicating with potential clients or even your existing clients. So one thing that we have to revisit is content, right? Content marketing. We talked about that with website design and development in terms of blogging, but content could come from many different sources, but it's really a matter of strategy. And we're going to talk more about why that's important. So content targeting. When we're trying to take our content and target the general public, when we are looking to increase sales through promotional activity, we have to really focus on the benefits, right? Not the features, but the benefits to the general public. And that's going to be a mass promotional strategy, and that's the type of content that needs to be generated. When it comes to branding and increasing reach, right, or top of mind awareness, we have to really build the bridge between the brand content, what the mission is, the core values, what are those, and how that relates to the general public and how you can get your messaging across to the masses. And that's how you do branding, right? So we talk about promotion and branding, but when we talk about communication today, we're going to talk more on the bottom quadrants here. We're going to talk about segmenting and targeting your message, personalizing that, which is going to bring in the emotional content with brand content and the specific target audience, and trying to build that emotional appeal, right? You've heard many times that facts tell and stories sell. And why is that? Because stories are emotional. We want to get some perceived reality that really can bring someone into the business's brand and the mission and the core values on a personal level and build that emotional attachment, right? And you can do that by targeting the content in that way. But also when it comes to more specific targeted sales, we really need to focus on solving problems, right? And we're going to talk about a couple different ways to segment an audience. But if you were to just take, I don't know, let's take real estate. You've got commercial and residential sales, right? If you're trying to solve a problem for a specific target audience, it needs to be specific. You're not going to give the same messaging to business clients that are looking for commercial real estate as you would to residential real estate, right? The home buyers and home sellers are a different market than the commercial clients. So it's very, very important to segment the audience and have that segmentation have a specific benefit or proposed need. So it's very important when you're working with your candidates and your clients to talk in this type of theme. Who are you trying to reach? What is your target audience, and how are you engaging them, and how are you communicating with them? So we're going to talk about the general public and the public segmentation in terms of the specific target audience as it relates to, in this session, email and text marketing. So email marketing, is it dead? Absolutely not. I think all too often people think that email is long gone, but it's still an impactful way to engage with an audience. So it's important to ask your candidates or your clients, how are you currently communicating with your existing customers? And a traditional means, is it by phone when they call in, or outbound you call them? Is it through mail? Are you sending newsletters? Are you sending flyers? Are you sending coupons? Or is it live interaction when they come in to visit you? Is it out in the community? In terms of digital technology, are you emailing them? Are you texting them? Are you sending email newsletters? Do you have a social media site? Are you doing blogging, right? How are you interacting with your clients? And from that, how often are you communicating? Right? These are great questions that you can jot down because you can ask these questions in a consultation. How often are you currently communicating with your existing clients? Is it never? right? Are you just hoping that they come back in? Are you communicating with them weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually? Or are you only really engaging with them when they make a purchase? And if it's left to that, you are leaving things up to chance. They might leave you and find a competitor that is engaging your client, right? Think of it as like a courtship. They're courting your client just like you are, and you might lose that client over the relationship. So how are you keeping that relationship and that communication going? Certainly, email is a way that you can have a touch point with your clients, and this is something that you can make sure that your clients and candidates know. But again, it all comes down to content, 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 right? A single, yes, single, clear message with a compelling subject line, with relevant content, and most importantly, a call to action, right? So if your company is an active blogger, consider using email campaigns to drive traffic to the blog. Same thing, drive traffic to the website, drive traffic to the social media site. Whatever the single call to action is, drive traffic to an event, drive traffic to the storefront. Whatever it is, the email can be used as a way to promote something, to announce something, but it's got to be a single clear message. But also, as we know, everyone's busy, so timing is also important. We have to write content in advance, but potentially schedule delivery times to be optimal. Currently, Tuesdays at noon have the highest open rate for email campaigns. And why is that? Most people come to the office at the end of a weekend. They come in on a Monday and they've got a full inbox, and they may not get to an email that may seem promotional in nature. So they're going to wait on it and maybe miss it. It's going to get buried in the inbox. Yet they try and clear it up by Monday. Monday starts off, and then by Tuesday, now they're willing to read some additional content. So why is it important to know your audience? Well, you need to add some local flavor. Make sure that it's going out to the relevancy of the audience, right? Segment the audience for different messages, like we talked about in the real estate example, but it could be anything. Could be any industry. Could be targeted by demographic, male or female. It could be based on age groupings, right? Maybe you've got a baby boomer population and then you've got a millennial generation, right? It might be different messaging. So it's got to be relevant content to appropriate audiences to increase results. Now, this is again marketing education, communication education for you to know so that you can better consult with your candidates and your clients. Now, why is it important to be segmented? Well, it's got to be personal. The open rate for emails with a personalized message was 17.6% compared to 11.4% without personalization. That means that if a business can actually write one-off emails and engage with clients, there's going to be a higher open rate. Emails that included the first name of the recipient in the subject line had a higher click-through rate than emails that did not. And that's because they know that it was meant for them. It wasn't a promotional email that was blasted out to hundreds or thousands of clients or candidates or prospects, right? So when you're emailing someone, if you want it to be open, you will have a much better opportunity for that email to be opened if the name of the first person is in the subject line. Frank, comma, just a follow-up from our conversation. That's going to have a higher open rate, right? Email subject lines that include the words thank you have the highest above average engagement levels. So think of that. Thank you for meeting with us yesterday. Frank, comma, thank you for meeting with us earlier today. That's going to have a higher open rate and engagement level than a blanket subject line or a mass email type of scenario. So the ability to segment email lists and individualize email campaign messaging are the most effective personalization tactics for 51 and 50% of marketing influencers respectively, meaning that you need to make sure that if you're trying to really engage an audience, that you have that personal level of communication. Segmented and targeted emails generate 58% of all revenue. Look at that, almost more than half, almost 2/3 of revenue comes from a targeted email campaign and a segmented audience, right? So that is so important for businesses to know. And certainly as a WebCenter owner or an unfranchised owner, that's something that you should look at as well. So is email marketing worth it? Absolutely. 86% of consumers would like to receive promotional emails from companies that they do business with at least monthly. at least monthly. And 15% would like to get them daily. However, be careful because 78% of consumers have unsubscribed from emails because a brand was sending too many emails. So daily might be too much. If you only 15% would like a daily email, maybe it's going to be a weekly or bi-weekly type of email. But at a minimum, a monthly email newsletter can be very, very critical to the revenue of a business. Right? 86% of professionals prefer to use email when communicating for business purposes. And why is that? People are busy. When they get a phone call, they let it go to voicemail. They screen the phone call, right? Many times, we're going to talk a little bit more about text messaging in a little bit. Text messaging has the highest open rate. However, in professional instances, email might be the best way to communicate because that starts to build a relationship on someone else's schedule. They can read that email and engage on their own timeline, and allows us to be respectful of a business owner's time. So email is not dead. You just have to know how to use it appropriately. Now, very important to know if your email communication is going to be mobile friendly, right? 2/3 of emails are read on a smartphone or a tablet, right? 67%, right? 2/3. So that means that your mobile messaging, if you're using some type of email marketing software, it best be mobile friendly. Outside of work, Americans, in this case, most commonly check their email while watching TV. From bed, half of them from bed. On vacation, still opening their emails, 50%. And while on the phone already, they're still checking email, 43%. From the bathroom, 42%, almost half. And even while driving, it's a scary statistic. I don't recommend texting and driving by any means, but look at that. People are still paying attention to email, right? It's the second and third screen phenomenon. So even while they're watching TV, while they're watching a streaming service, they are still checking their email, and it's a way for them to be engaging with their content, right? So email marketing, you got to have a goal. You've got to have a strategy. Are you segmenting your audience? What's the deliverability? What's the messaging? Is there branding in the email? Are you tracking the analytics? And are you focused on building a list? Where's your audience coming from? So these are all things to make sure that businesses need to know that they need to have a strategy, right? So what are the goals at each stage, right? Cultivate and communicate, inform and educate, and how to grow and expand that reach. So how can we communicate effectively? And this is both for us as independent business owners, but more importantly, how you can engage in great consultative approaches when you're talking to your clients or candidates. What type of email? Well, there's newsletters, there are promotional messages, there's event invitations and announcements. So how frequently can these be sent out? Well, a newsletter can be sent out monthly or quarterly. A promotional message can be sent out bi-weekly or monthly. That way you're not really loading up someone's inbox. Event invitations multiple times to make sure that you're promoting the event. You're making them aware of the event. But then also, once you start segmenting the audience, you can start doing specific marketing campaigns to that audience. And then just a blanket announcement, a one-time only, is fine, right? Because you're not going to continue to do a basic announcement. You're going to do it once and let the audience know. And you might also put that out on your website, your blog, as well as your social media channel. Email is not to replace anything. It's just part of the puzzle, right? Very important. So how are you collecting information of clients or candidates? How do you build a list? Well, these are recommendations, and this is great to have a conversation with business owners, right? Are you currently emailing your clients? How well is it going? Are they receptive? How do you know that it's working? So if they have a retail storefront, is there a sign-up form at checkout? At the point of sale, is there a list that they can add themselves to an email list? Maybe after a purchase, is there an email form that gets blasted out to them that they can subscribe? If they have a website or a blog, is there a web form on that website or blog for someone to add in their email address? Are they attending networking events? Are they asking them to send a newsletter? Once they start building a networking relationship, can I add you to our company newsletter? Are they doing any trade shows, conferences, and events? Again, asking people to update their email, add them to the list. I think one of the most common forms of gathering data at a trade show or expo, you'll see it. People try to do a raffle. Enter, put your business card in or enter your email address, and we're going to raffle something off. And I laugh sometimes because people have come to know that it's just a lead generation tactic, that there may or may not be an actual winner. And what happens is that you get fake email addresses, or you might get an email address that someone doesn't really want to check. Maybe they usually use their Gmail, or they use their work email address, but then they just type in another one like an AOL or a Yahoo or a Hotmail or something else that they might not be using. So it's important, if they are using that tactic at trade shows and exhibits, that they've got to make sure that they respect their audience and let them know that they are actually going to be entered into a raffle, that they're actually not going to get spammed, that they're actually looking to engage and build a relationship with. In some way, they've got to be different than all the other vendors at the trade show, right? How else are they connecting with customers on their phones? Ask them to update their email list, maybe even having a mobile app that they can do that. And certainly on social media, there's many social media apps that can be plugged into the social media pages. Certainly on Facebook and Twitter, there can be links and widgets where people can add their email address, but even just at least blasting it out on social media that they have a newsletter and where they might be engaging their clientele in different promotions and specials, as well as important information to inform and educate their clientele. So it all comes down to, how can we build a list? And it's not enough to have a list, right? And there's many companies that do this the wrong way. They white label a list, and they buy and sell data, which of course we know that is not only ineffective, but it's also illegal. So it's important to make sure that the list is a qualified list, right? It's better to have a quality list than a quantity list, right? Just because you have a million email addresses doesn't guarantee anything. But if you can have a qualified email targeted list, that's going to improve your success and your engagement. So very important to make sure that your candidates know that and identify ways that they can tap into email marketing. So email campaigns. Now, did you know that you can create email templates and send out email campaigns to your existing clients and prospects, certainly from your WebCenter dashboard? And all of our clients can certainly do that if they've got the standard monthly hosting or the monthly managed hosting. It is not available for basic hosting. And when you look at that feature alone, it's incredible value. But think of this. Are your candidates and your clients sending out newsletters, announcements, education and training emails, promotions, or even special recognition, right? It's important. Email can be a valuable part of communication with your clientele. So what type of content can be shared? Well, what about upgrades, right? News, the business climate, right? Industry specific statistics, specials that are being run, which are a great way to create urgency. Let your clients and prospects know about a referral campaign, share some recent work, testimonials, reviews, and again, driving traffic to other communication channels. So certainly they can repurpose a lot of this. Maybe they've got an article they did on a blog. They could repurpose that in the email newsletter as well as have a page on their website. So many different things can be repurposed a multitude of ways. Maybe they've got a new video that they've done a Facebook Live, and maybe they've done an Instagram story, but they've also done a YouTube clip. They can repurpose that and drive traffic from email as well as on their blog and their website. So we have to educate business owners on how to better market and communicate their business. And that's our role as a WebCenter owner. Now, does that mean that we've got a great solution for them? Well, we've got an email marketing solution as part of our website platform. But if they're happy with their website, well, we just want to educate them and build that relationship, because when we do that and we educate them, inform them, and train them on this type of information, what happens is it builds credibility. It builds trust. And we know that businesses do business with people they know, like, trust, and respect. And if you can just give them some free information to help their business move forward, they're more likely to listen to you when you revisit them with more information to educate them. Now, certainly part of email is making sure that you've got a domain-based email address. And you'll be surprised when you find business cards or network opportunities. You might find someone that's got joesroofing@gmail.com, Sally's Hair Salon @AOL.com. There is nothing that builds more credibility than having a domain-based email. Now, a lot of these companies already have a website, but they're missing the boat if they don't have domain-based email. And that's a value-added service that we have available through our website clients. So you want to make sure that you educate them on why it's so important that they have a domain-based email. They can also have multiple email addresses to better direct clients and prospects. Now that means that if instead of they have joesroofing@gmail.com, they have quotes at joesroofing.com, info@joesroofing.com, joe@joesroofing.com, sales@joesroofing.com, whatever it is, that can better direct traffic, but also it can have a much higher perception of the company someone is emailing. So having an email address associated with your business is more professional and keeps your business email separate from personal email, so it doesn't get all lumped in together. Again, another conversation to have with our candidates. So again, when it comes to our website platform, it's more than just a website because we have the CRM technology in it, which includes an email marketing system with statistics, audience segmentation. Email campaigns are able to be built and customized to blast out. So that is a valuable talking point. When people might complain about standard monthly hosting, it's because they think it's just hosting. When you add in the fact that we've got this email marketing tool, when you look at other competitors like iContact, like Aweber, like Infusionsoft, which is more of an automation technology, or you look at something like Constant Contact, which is seen as, the #1 email marketing system out there. But the problem is at the lowest tier, you're looking at $25 to $50 a month with limited resources, a limitation on how many emails you can send out, a limitation of your total address book, a limitation of how many images you can have in your library. We have unlimited resources available through our website platform and the email technology. You got to learn more about it because even as a WebCenter owner, you have the same technology available to you as a WebCenter owner. Now, beyond that, we also allow them to point their domain to their website through us, but then also we can change what's called the name servers, and we can have multiple unlimited email addresses, whether they're forwarding addresses or inboxes, with unlimited storage available just for a domain-based email. So again, these are some conversations that might get your foot in the door to open up the conversation. They might love their website, but we can move their design and their website and copy and paste it onto our website platform and give them many more tools that increase the value of what they can receive from MA Web Centers. Now, when we look at the email marketing templates and campaigns that we can have, beautiful layouts for email campaigns available. They can customize it. They can use one of our layouts here that they can, change the images or change the text. And there's a lot that are already in here based on holidays that might be happening around, certainly different times of the year, but they can also be custom messages as well. So there's themes that are already integrated into the client dashboard for easy campaign management. You can also create groups and simply add your own branding and messaging. So a great technology that, again, you as a WebCenter owner also have this capability that you can email your candidates. You can also build a list for your current clients. You can also build a list for your unfranchised and Market America customers and prospects. So you can use the same tool and technology through your WebCenter, a tremendous value for what we offer on a monthly basis. So let's move away from email and start looking at another form of communication, and that would be text message marketing, right? Nearly 400 billion texts are sent monthly worldwide. 64% of consumers prefer texting over talking to a business on the phone, right? That's more than half. More than three quarters of consumers aged 18 to 34 are likely to have a positive perception of a company that offers texting, right? So if that's a target demographic, very important. 81% of all consumers agree that it's frustrating to be tied to a phone or a computer waiting for customer service assistance. So plain and simple, people prefer text, period. So with Morse Connect in the US, currently a new product that we have through MA Web Centers, we offer landline texting. Will enable an existing landline or a toll-free number to accept and receive as well as send out text messages. We also allow instant responses. So a custom automated text response gives customers what they want at the speed of business. So someone texts in and they say, I'm looking for more information. An automated reply can be sent back and say, thank you for your inquiry. Someone will be getting back to you shortly. So they know that they've been heard, and in the dashboard of Morse Connect, that text message comes in, and the business owner at that point can call, or they can just simply craft a personalized text message back based on their schedule. So the personal responses, just like regular texting, they can do it multitude of ways, but certainly one of the easiest ways is right from the dashboard. They can just type on their keyboard and send out a text message reply. Now, we also have unlimited responses, fully customized. If you can think it, you can set it up and create as many auto responses to typical and all potential questions, which is smart, which means that based on certain keywords, we'll go over a couple examples. When a customer texts into a business and there's a certain keyword, an automated response can be sent back to that customer based on the keyword that they sent in. And we'll talk again about how powerful this technology is. And again, it's all available on a simple dashboard, which is available across all devices, mobile, tablet, computer. They can see all the data, and they can tweak and manage everything at the speed of light when it comes to this dashboard. So it gives businesses the flexibility and freedom to be able to better engage and communicate with their clients. Now, very, very important, when we come back to the instant responses, it means that a company can text back in real time, or they can wait if they need to, or they can also have certain personnel respond to certain messages as well. Now, what about mass texting? Yes, we also offer promotional texting, right? So you can send text messages to all of the customers or target specific segmented audiences to deliver an important message in a timely fashion. So what might this be used for? Same thing we talked about with email. What about announcements, promotions, event reminders, specials and coupons, urgent communications like weather delays and inclement weather announcements? What about available openings, right? Let's say it's a hair salon, a nail stylist, maybe a lube shop, maybe a massage therapist trying to fill a spot. They had a cancellation. They could send out a text message and say, I have an opening at 3 o'clock. Rather than using Facebook or Twitter, where a lot of people aren't getting those notifications, a text message has a much higher open and engagement rate. What about new product release information, product information, driving traffic to a web page that is mobile friendly, of course? How about driving directions, instructions for certain products and services? And it's available to offer images, emojis, URLs to websites, articles, or videos. Very robust service. So here are a couple things that is important when we have a client, how we can improve their list, right? Their phone list, right? Place our icon on anything and everything. Brochures, billboards, signs, business cards, website and social media, invoices and receipts, menus and stickers for takeout orders. Consider handing out refrigerator magnets. Pretty much anywhere and everywhere they advertise to now say, call or text us at. Rather than just having the phone number, you can now text us at. And that allows people to know that the same existing business line that they've already been calling is now text enabled. So it doesn't require another phone. It doesn't require a mobile phone number. It doesn't require another device just to accept that. It's all enabling their existing phone or 800 number. So change the hold and voicemail message. Let customers know they can text it. Don't want to wait on hold? Great. Press a bunch of buttons? Great. Hang up and text us your question that you just dialed and we'll get back to you right away. Have employees tell customers they can text the telephone number, right? So maybe it's a server, maybe it's a lube shop and say, hey, to make your next appointment, if it's easier for you, just go ahead and text us when you'd like to schedule your next appointment. Explore the possibility of creating a promotional campaign specifically tied to texting, right? Doing different contests, and that engages the audience in the text marketing campaigns. Ask customers if they'd like to receive special text promotions at the point of sale, and maybe offer a special. If you'd like to be added to our text message promotional campaigns, you'll get 10% off of your next order, or you'll get buy an appetizer, get one free, or whatever the promotion is, you can tie that to the text marketing campaigns. Make our icon a text hyperlink on all mobile versions of the website, right? So on a mobile version of website, when someone clicks on it, it could send a text message, right? And certainly can work with tech support on that. So how can a business use Morse Connect? Well, the possibilities are endless, but that doesn't really help, does it? right? So let's take a look at some basic custom auto replies. You can create thousands of them, right? So say a customer wants to know the location of a business. They could ask in a variety of ways. They could use the words such as address, location, located, or locate. So when a customer texts, "What is your address?" they can get a custom auto response that says, "Thank you for your inquiry. We're located at 123 Main Street, any city, USA. Hope to see you soon." They could also set up for a location. I'm looking for a specific location, and it could have a list of all the different locations for a business. Where are you currently located? It could be a link to the Google map address, right? So many ways that you could use this. How about hours of operation? Relevant keywords could be hours, open, closed, or closed. So when a customer texts, "Are you guys still open?" or "Are you closed on Sundays?" it could be an auto response of their hours of operation, right? "Thanks for your text. Our hours are," and there it is. What about specials? Things like happy hour, HH, or specials. So if a customer texts, "When is happy hour?" they could receive when the happy hour is, but they could also receive a URL or a link to their website that could promote all the happy hour specials, right? So the opportunities are endless, right? So a customer might be interested in knowing when a business has any sales or specials. They might have a keyword, special, deal, or sale, automatically responds. "Thanks for texting. We have a special going on all of October. Save 50% on combination of a mani-pedi. Text or call to make an appointment today." Right? "Thanks for texting. We have a delicious dinner special today. An 8-ounce filet mignon, baked potato, veggie salad, dessert for only $29.99. Text us for reservations." "Thank you for texting. We have a great sale on all roses through Mother's Day. 25% off all rose arrangements, plus a beautiful free spring vase." So it could be the custom, it could be the mass promotional. The idea is that texts are opened much more frequently than any other type of communication. So here's another cool trick, right? How about this? A customer may text, "Do you guys have a website?" And you could set up the auto response to website or online, and it could send a link right to the website, right? The customer will actually receive a text with the link, and guess what? They click on it, but it better be mobile friendly, because if they're on their phone, they want to see a beautiful mobile friendly website. So a customer might be interested in a property. How about for realtors? The customer can say listings, and it can automatically send a link to the listings or their most current listings. They can also use short message codes to have someone subscribe to a certain list to get those automated messages. Restaurants, right? People love you. People don't love having to call you, right? So it could be for reservations. It could be for customer service. It could be for daily specials. It could be for events and promotions. The idea is that Morse Connect is a great way to communicate with clients. How about hair salons? Do you have any openings? Yes, we do. Right? What are the times? We've got a 12:30 slot available. Great. What's your name? We'll put you in the calendar. How about taking orders? "I'd like to order a 9-inch hook and ladder on wheat." Great. "What would you like on it? And can I have your name?" Great. "No mayo, onions, or tomatoes." "Kevin, you got it. Your sandwich will be ready in 10 minutes, right? So it's another great way to just engage with customers for a variety of uses. And this is so exciting for our WebCenter owners to be able to offer this to businesses. What about a sports bar and grill that wants to take reservations, right? We can schedule reservations that are available. What about a canceled reservation? They can actually send out a text promotional blast that they have an opening. Again, it could be a yoga studio, a fitness studio, a personal trainer, offering when their classes are, and engaging this type of messaging with their clients. So can streamline business practices for sure, communicate efficiently and effectively, connect and engage with customers and prospects in real time, save time, save money, and save on resources. Again, people prefer text, period. And again, available in the US right now at these different price points. There's a one-time setup fee of $49, and the WebCenter owner earns $24 in retail profit and 25 BV. The second step is they select a service plan of $19.99 to $275 per month, and it all based on how many text messages that they're going to accept and receive. So they select their tier, and there are no overages. No overages, meaning that if they expire and exhaust their amount, they simply suspend service till the next billing cycle, or they can upgrade and continue to send text messages at that point. Now, for companies that want to do some of the automated text responses, but they don't really have the time, they can certainly work with our tech support 24/7, or they can hire our tech support and have a campaign management very similar to the monthly managed service when it comes to our standard, our website platform. They could do the monthly managed service, but the same thing with Morse Connect. They could have campaign management of $19.99 a month, and the client has the option to have a fully managed service. And again, BV is attached with everything. So for the starter pack, 250 text inbound or outbound, total $20 per month for 5 BV, and it goes all the way up to a corporate level of 20,000 texts sent monthly, inbound or outbound, for only $275 a month with 90 BV to you as a WebCenter owner. We do have support in all our languages, English, Spanish, Mandarin, and Cantonese, 24/7 available via phone. So an incredible product when it comes down to engaging clients. So we talk a lot about email. We talk about texting, we talk about blogging, but content to a relevant audience, segmented appropriately, can increase revenue, increase brand awareness for sure. So it's all part of marketing, right? Communication, again, is part of the marketing strategy. So happy that we now have talked about websites, web design, content marketing, search engine optimization, search engine marketing with Google advertising. We've talked about social media. We've talked about Facebook advertising and online reputation management. Now we've talked about email and text message marketing. And now what we're going to do is move forward in all the different industry categories to talk about what specific types of marketing services different industry needs. So stay tuned to upcoming weeks where we really break down the marketing manual to help you have better conversations with all of your current candidates.